Hey, I got a quick announcement to make. So in this holiday season, I'll be posting extra videos on Fridays, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm going to go to sleep now, so enjoy the video. I also needed a Pokemon that could break rocks, and despite being very tiny, Iron can break rocks, which was pretty cool. But when I broke this rock, I was able to get an encounter, and that was a Staryu, more like Star Useless, who is now about to faint thanks to a crit. So Bad Bones took out the Houndoom that I wanted to catch. Well, that was fun. In this video, I caught a lot of Pokemon just to complete some challenges. Will I be able to catch all of the needed Pokemon? Or will I just waste all my Pokeballs? Considering my track record with catching Pokemon, maybe the latter will happen. But let's find out by spinning the wheel. The first two challenges that I got was to catch a Gen 4 Pokemon along with a Gen 5 Pokemon, which isn't really that difficult. But the last challenge is going to be very difficult with how much I dive from high level Pokemon. Also, I wanted to beat these challenges in 2 episodes, but I ended up doing all of them in 1 episode. Anyways, it's time for Evolution Palooza, again, where we watch multiple Pokemon evolve. So we have classic teammate in Bad Bones evolving into a Marowak along with the 2 new Pokemons that I got in Sandstorm the Gabite and Star the Rabambi. And now we're finally in the game. And in between episodes, I got Iron the Aeron, which is still a little baby. And we also have a Headstrong who I caught last time. Anyways, I went into my house to gather some Pokemon that I needed for these challenges. And that was Windswept because I needed to fly. Also, for some reason, there are 2 Charizards in my camp. I'm not going to catch them. Anyways, I flew to the savannah to look for the first Pokemon that I wanted to catch. And after a lot of encounters, I finally found a Luxio. I was expecting to catch a Shinx, but this is also fine. I was able to catch it shortly after, and thanks to that, I completed the first challenge. And now Windswept is level 30. Windswept nearly reached level 30, and if I get 3 Pokemon to level 30, then I'm adding more difficult challenges to the wheel, so that's going to be exciting. Difficult challenges are going to come up soon. After that, I went to base camp to go get some rest. And once the sun was up, I went to the house to get some mons that could help me with the challenges. I also needed a Pokemon that could break rocks, and despite being very tiny, Iron can break rocks, which was pretty cool. Anyways, I flew to the nearby rocky beach to break some rocks. I broke a couple of rocks but only got hard rocks in return. But when I broke this rock, I was able to get an encounter, and that was a Staryu, more like Star Useless. I also found a crab, and after a while I found this little guy. It was annoying to catch, but I was able to catch it. I'm probably not going to use either the Luxio or the Dwebble, because at this point I have way too many Pokemon right now. While I was in camp, I decided to get rid of the old bug pen. And now it's time to get some rest. After waking up, I flew to the nearby desert to catch a Kangaskhan. However, it was friendly, and to make the challenge more difficult, I wanted to catch an aggressive fully evolved Pokemon, so I had to leave the Kangaskhan and look for something else. However, I did catch it off camera, and you will see it in the next episode. So I wandered around the area for a bit until I found a Pokemon that I wanted to catch. I eventually reached the savannah again. Then I flew to the beach area, but I couldn't find a Pokemon that I wanted to catch. Also, this island is filled with eggs. After a while, I finally decided to go for this Feraligatr because I thought it would be easy. It didn't go well, and I had to knock it out. But at least Iron got a lot of levels from it. Yeah, everyone besides Iron got destroyed in that fight. It was pretty stupid of me to bring 2 ground types to catch a water type. Anyways, I went back home and changed up my team to make it better to catch Pokemon. And I found this Houndoom, which I decided to catch. Turtle was the first one out, and after barely hanging on, it was able to hit a water gun, dealing a small amount of damage. Turtle fainted shortly after, but that allowed me to switch into Bad Bones. Who is now about to faint thanks to a crit. So Bad Bones took out the Houndoom that I wanted to catch. Well, that was fun. And now I have 2 level 30 Pokemon, and after I healed up, I went out again to find another Houndoom, which didn't take long. I decided to start with Bad Bones so that it could redeem itself. The Houndoom threw Smog at Bad Bones, which did no damage. Bad Bones nearly took it out with a Bone Club, so I swapped out. Swordsman didn't last long after it was bitten. Bad Bones was back in the field as I started to throw balls at the poor dog. And the first ball was able to catch it. And that was the final challenge completed, and by the next episode, you might see an upgraded wheel. Anyways, if you want to watch more of my content, then click any of the videos on screen. And if you want to catch up with the series, then click the series playlist. Anyways, adios!